Just don't get my fat belly. All right?
Okay. Don't care about that. Your handsome face is shining. It's okay.
You go, girl. You know how to make a man feel good. Hi.
Richie.
Yes, Richie.
Yeah, I remember
Richie
your name.
Vee.
Richie Vee. I know you are a musician.
I am a trumpet
And I
player.
always see you on the stage.
Yes.
Yeah, I love it. And I took some videos and took some pictures of you. And I'm glad to meet you
Nice to meet you,
face
Jane.
to face.
Yeah, yeah.
And,
well, we've met around the ship.
Yes.
Now we're talking formally.
Yeah. I would like have you to talk something about yourself. The first one, I know you already took a lot of cruises.
Oh, yes.
How many cruises you
I've been
already?
on hundreds of cruises.
Hundreds. In how many years?
So I started cruising professionally, working on ships about, I want to say 8 years ago. I used to work, I started working with the Holland America Cruise Line.
Holland, okay.
And I used to do guest entertainer contracts for 4 and 5 months at a time.
Okay.
So if you do the math, and let's say maybe we're in the Caribbean and we're doing 7-day cruises for 4 months at a time, times 8, do the math. A lot of cruises. I've been on hundreds of cruises.
Do you enjoy it?
Oh, I love it. I love it very much.
You love it. And you are lucky. A lot of people will think you are lucky to get the job you love and you enjoy.
Well, I've been doing this. I've been being a professional musician long before I got on ships.
Okay.
I've been playing professionally for 38 years.
Yeah.
Been playing trumpet altogether for 41 years.
Okay.
And then I just started on the ships like 6 or 7 years ago. I want to say maybe 8 years ago.
May I ask which cruise you love the most?
I love going into the Mediterranean, believe it or not. The Mediterranean has been some of my
all the
favorite
boats
places.
there.
Mediterranean, the South Pacific, Australia. Those are my favorite areas of the world.
May I say you're already the world cruiser?
Yes.
You traveled around the world.
I have traveled the world, and I even did a little bit of Asia as well.
Oh, okay.
A little bit, a very small portion of it, but yes.
So how about which boat you love the most?
Ooh, that's a hard one. Well, they're actually called ships.
Oh,
Just to make that correction, which
yes,
ships?
Yes.
My favorite line to travel on, believe it or not, is Holland America. I kind of got used to it because I worked on it for so long, but I also enjoyed it. I kind of like it, but I do like this cruise line as well, Royal Caribbean.
Yeah.
I'm starting to appreciate it a little more. In the beginning, it was because these ships are very big.
Yeah.
The one I started on was the Anthem, and the Anthem is big.
Okay.
The Anthem, I think, seats like 4,500 people, accommodates 4,500 people, and that's a lot of people. I could only imagine the the Oasis class, that they handle like 6,000 or more.
Yes.
Oh my God, that is, I can't imagine that.
You can't imagine.
And I have not been on one of those ships yet. The biggest one was the Anthem, and that was 4,500 people, and that was big enough for me.
Okay, you want to go to apply job there?
No, I wouldn't have. I don't work directly with the line, so I have an agency.
Okay.
I
Help
have an
you arrange
agent
it.
that books me to play here as a fill-in musician here,
Okay.
just to help out the actual crew orchestra. So I'm not a crew member. I'm a guest contractor, and so I'm hired separately to help them
You
out.
are independent.
Yes,
You are independent. So may I ask you what's the most you love for working on the cruise?
What's the most? I don't understand. Say it.
What's the most you like?
The
What do
biggest
you
thing-
like the most working on the cruise?
What do I like the most working on the cruise? Well, I'm a musician first.
Yeah,
so
sure,
I
sure.
have a passion for performing,
Yeah.
but I guess what I like outside of performing is just the ports and traveling the world.
Okay.
I used to, funny, that's a good question, because I used to think that for me, just the glory of being a successful musician and maybe performing with people with big name artists, and was like a great thing. But I think what I'm taking more ever since I started joining these ships and working here is the travel.
Yeah, the travel.
I think I could appreciate the travel a lot more. I love traveling the world. I've been doing it forever, and getting on ships is the easiest way to just country hop,
Yeah.
see the world kind of the way most people don't even see it, and
Yeah.
I like seeing it this way. I like sailing, going slow, nice, like a floating hotel.
Yeah.
And then the next, you wake up one day in one country, and the next day you're in another country.
Yeah.
And then the next day you're in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean,
Yeah.
like this.
And you use your professional job to doing this. That's a lot of people really will like it.
Yeah. I humbly say that I probably do things that people only dream of.
Yes, a lot of people dream it, but they think, okay, traveling around the world, who will support me? Who will financially support me? But you did all by yourself. And I think maybe when you travel in so many countries, you make yourself more popular, more famous.
Well, I don't know about that. I guess maybe popular and well known here in the cruise world, because believe it or not, a lot of people that cruise, they actually cruise a lot. I've bumped into people like from the beginning of my cruise life, and then like, 2 or 3 years later, I see them again on the same ships because they love the cruise.
Yeah.
And then you get to know them, you become their friends, and now with social media, you can stay connected.
Yeah.
So
How
yeah.
nice.
I've made friends from the very beginning that I still have now.
Yeah.
Like 8 years ago, I made friends, and we're still friends today.
All interesting people. They are all
Yeah.
love
all
traveling.
types of people,
And
all over the world,
and
all personalities. People from Europe, people from Asia, people from Australia, South America, Hispanics, Asians, Europeans, Canadians, Americans, everywhere.
Yeah.
Great. And I'm that type of guy. I don't discriminate. I love the world. I love everybody.
You are
in it.
open-minded and
My
easygoing.
energy has always been that way. I could appreciate anybody because it's the world we live in.
Yeah.
This is it.
And you have passion.
Oh, yes.
Or do all the things.
Yes, I have passion for everything that I do.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm very
yeah.
happy to live, to have that type of energy in my life. Really,
What do you think?
I feel blessed. That
You are blessed. You really,
I
true
feel
blessed.
I'm very humbled and very honored, to even be here, and I feel blessed living the life that I live. Right?
Yeah. And what's the hardest part for you to doing this kind of a job? I think some challenge should be some challenge people don't
yes,
know.
there is. There is. Sometimes the hardest part of the gig, the job, is actually getting there. Just arriving. I want to say, the travel part, actually arriving to the ship, preparation, planning. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Planning, preparation. Sometimes when I get these contracts, you don't find out right away.
Yeah.
You kind of find out almost last minute. I remember in the beginning in January of this year, when I first started getting calls, multiple calls to come back to ships, I would find out about a contract maybe 2 days before I have to leave, or 3 days before I have to, and that's not enough planning. You need time.
So you need to be flexible.
Yeah.
Flexible.
Yes. So the flexibility has to be there, and then sometimes travel can be tedious, connections can be tedious. That I want to say sometimes the hardest part of the job is actually getting there. But once you arrive and once you're here, then there's a sense of relief. Okay,
You're already ready.
I made it. I'm ready. I unpack. I have my cabin, and and I'm ready to go. I get my schedule, and then boom, then the energy changes. But the travel part can be very difficult. I would say that might be the most difficult part. But other than that, and still, I've had to learn to even try not to complain about even that, because I'm still blessed. I'm still happy.
Yeah.
I'm still in a very fortunate position. And so if I have to deal with a little travel struggle, so be it. I shouldn't even complain about that, to be honest.
May I ask another question? I think a lot of people have talent. They can play music. They can sing beautifully. They can dance beautifully. But they might didn't get this kind of job, this kind of a dream job. What do you think they need to conquer? Is because of they don't have agent, or because of they don't have the information about this? How they can find a job? What do you find?
Well, nowadays everything is online, right?
Yeah, it's easier.
So nowadays you can use a keyword, punch it in to
Google.
To Google
Online.
You
just
cruise
send your
life,
resume.
Yeah, cruise work. Now and then it'll pop up.
Easier
but
than
before
20
it was a
years
little more difficult. Now before the internet, I would imagine it was a little more difficult. But even still, you do your research and you find out many companies. offering. There are a lot of agencies out there, so it's not as difficult
Like
as you
before.
imagine. What you have to do is be diligent and apply yourself, you know, because the process can be a little difficult. But if you have the patience to actually go through every single step
If
to
you
get you where you
really
have
have
to
the
go.
dream and you really do it.
Yeah. For example, the way I got this job is I had to reach out to an agency called Quality Overseas Music, and there's a process. There's an application process. You have to fill out the application. After you fill out the application, you need to, you know, put some of your credibility in what you've done before in the past.
Yeah.
After that, I actually had to record videos of me
Send it to
performing
you, yeah.
on a high level and performing. Like they would send me samples of what the job requires, like a piece of music, and I would have to actually duplicate that in a video. So that's what I mean by a process.
Yes.
There's, you know, and people have to have that patience to go through that process, the application process, putting down your credibility, finding your references, and then your audition videos, and then submitting them. Sometimes that's a process that a lot of people don't care to go through. If you're diligent enough to do all of those things,
Yeah,
do your
diligent.
research,
Yes.
and apply yourself to going
Even-
through the whole process.
Yeah.
You never know what can happen. And also talent helps.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
being
true.
able to-
Talent, that's basic.
Yeah,
And
being able to
diligence,
do
that
that.
helps.
And not only just that, demonstrating a level of confidence in what you do, because you may have the talent to do it, but if you don't demonstrate a certain level of confidence,
That's
your
very
energy is everything. You have to bring off that very strong positive energy in what you
Yeah.
do, and I try to do that. And
Keep
now it hasn't been easy over the years, but you know, it's not just the technical aspect; it's just delivering that energy and the presence
Yeah.
to just, you know, to do it. And so that helps, and that's God given, and that's another blessing. So I'm very
Yes,
happy.
you are humble. And may I make a conclusion?
Yes.
You have so successful life. First is your talent.
It hasn't always been successful. It was a hard road to get where I am, but now I'm in a good place. Go ahead.
you
I'm
are
sorry,
good.
I don't interrupt.
Oh, it's just right to add on. I think first is your talent, and your second is your diligence. You have the talent, you have the skills, and you're diligent to make your dream come true. The third is God bless.
Yes.
May I just make this conclusion?
Of course, no.
Three
That's
points.
first for me.
God
I believe
bless.
that's number one.
Okay.
The blessing that
From God.
from God, the talent that He gave me.
Yes.
You know, and I'll end. You know, I'll help you with that conclusion. I strongly believe I'm not as formally educated as you may think. Personally, to be honest, and just to be perfectly straight up honest, I feel that I want to say a good 90% of my talent was given to me by the strength of God.
Okay.
I did do some studying, but my talent comes from God. And anything positive and anything strong, anything that I deliver on a very high level, I believe is God given for me.
Okay.
I believe that very, very strongly. Yes, there is a technical aspect. Yes, you have to study things, but the blessing of God to me is more of my strength.
That's the first. The second
Yes.
is your
and then the second is the
diligence.
talent and my diligence
And
and discipline.
Discipline.
Discipline. I think that's the word you need. You're
Okay.
looking for discipline.
Discipline.
To practice
Diligence. Yeah.
and practice and study what you need to study in order to be able to do the things you do.
Yeah.
But I'm not as formally educated as you think.
You didn't go to
personally,
music school?
I did. I went to music school in high school, but I didn't go to a college for music.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Because a lot
So,
of professional
yeah, a lot of
musicians
professionals
from
do.
music school.
This is what, a lot of what I do is God given. So
Wow, without music school, you already go so
I did
far.
study. I did study
I know.
trumpet. I
I
did
know.
study trumpet for a while. I had a private trumpet teacher,
Okay.
but formal education, a degree, I never had one.
Wow.
So
Oh, nice.
and you know, that's why I say a lot of what I have is a blessing from God. And
Okay.
God, yes.
Thank you.
You're so welcome, Jing. It's so nice to meet you. I appreciate your energy from the day that I met you here. I loved it. I love your smile. You're a lovely lady. You're beautiful. Your husband is a very lucky man. And I love your energy. And I wish you so much success with your videos and your I Love Cruises YouTube channel.
I love cruise. Please let me keep this mistake.
Yes, yeah. Okay,
I
you love cruise.
Cruise.
You love
channel.
cruise. Okay, all right.
Please
You keep
follow. Click like.
Yeah,
forward.
yeah. Yes. Subscribe to the I Love Cruise channel, Jing's I Love Cruise channel, subscribe, like the videos, and lend support. Thank you, Jin, and
Thank you,
thank you
Richie.
for your energy. And it was so nice to meet you. I wish you the
you.
best, and I hope you cruise the world with that big smile and all the happiness in the world.
Best wishes to me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Richie.
Ciao, everybody.
Thank you.